Hello everyone and welcome to the first guest review for Good Game Lobby. Friend of the channel and fellow games reviewer Luna of Luna's Gaming Log stepped in for this great review of Winter Burrow. You can check out her website in the description below. Thanks to Luna for the assist in getting this review done so quickly. This review was written by Luna and read by myself. Without further ado, let's get into the review. Winter Burrow is Pine Creek Games' debut release and is published by Noodle Cake Studios. It's being promoted as a cozy woodland survival game, but is it even possible to feel cozy while you're trying not to freeze or starve to death? A new beginning, back to your origins. Winter Burrow starts off with a melancholic but hopeful tone, with a hand-drawn cutscene that sets up the story. You're a small mouse that used to live in wilderness with your parents and aunt, until your parents decide to move with you to the big city. Sadly, working in the mines was just too much for them, and they pass away. So you decide to move back to your old burrow, but when you get there, it looks totally abandoned, and your aunt, who is supposed to take care of the place, is nowhere to be found. This was meant to be a new start, but instead the game makes you uneasy. You start fixing up your house little by little using forge items like sticks, hay, and rocks. You get tools that allow you to chop wood, break rocks, and dig things up. Once your crafting table is fixed, you can make planks from wood and yarn from hay, but then build furniture and knit warmer clothes. After your oven is working again, you can cook your forged food, which makes its recovery attributes better. Gameplay is really satisfying once you start getting into the groove. A Mouse's Survival Chronicles. Surviving the cold wilderness requires you to keep an eye on several stats at all times. There are health, hunger, warmth, and stamina meters. Your health goes down if you get physically attacked. You get hungry over time, and different food replenishes the hunger meter in different ways. A pie is more filling than a raw mushroom, for example. Your warmth drops the moment you step outside, though wearing warmer clothes helps slow that down. Your stamina drains when you're doing something physically straining like chopping trees, but goes back up automatically once you catch your breath. Quite literally. The game creates a sense of urgency using its graphics. Managing your vital needs is a core aspect of the game, and it was fun to experiment with as I played. For example, by consuming food that gave my stats a little boost. Winter Burrow does a great job of visually showing when your character is cold, with the edges of the screen frosting over, and you hear heavy breathing when your stamina runs low, so it's hard to miss if something is off. Encounters. You meet different characters as you explore and they ask for your help. Requests start simple, like bringing them some sticks and pebbles, but they serve to gradually reveal their backstory. By helping them out, you get crafting recipes and progress the story. It stood out to me how their personalities really came through in the dialogue. Each one of them had their own personal struggles, and I felt invested to get to know them better. However, these quests can feel fetch questy, so that is worth highlighting since it's something some gamers really dislike. Make friends with a squirrel, a mole, and others. Inventory management was a challenge in the 6 hours that I played. Even though I enjoyed the main game loop of collecting and crafting, you start with such a small inventory that you're constantly running back home to drop off items. In the beginning, you need to stop by the house to get warm anyway, so it's not a big issue, but later on it would have been nice to be able to store and craft items away from the burrow. For the players that experience arachnophobia, you might have seen that there were spiders in the game. Luckily, you have the option to turn them off in the settings. The hand-drawn visuals from Winter Burrow drew me in immediately when I saw the game for the first time. The style is reminiscent of old children's books and nostalgic fables. It feels like something I've seen before, while also putting a fresh spin on it because of the digital art look, rather than a traditional medium like watercolor. To put it simply, there's no other way. I'd prefer a game about a small mouse that bakes pies and decorates their house to look. Cutscenes follow a similar art style from the rest of the game, but adding a higher level of detail. Andreas Busk created the music and sound design for Winter Burrow. The atmosphere really comes to life with the nostalgic and slightly melancholic tunes inspired by Nordic folk songs. The soundtrack even received the award for Best Music at the Indie Arena booth at Gamescom 2025. Here's a taste of some of the music from the game. Let me know what you think in the comments. Luna's final thoughts. It's tricky to get into the territory of discussing whether a game is cozy or not, since this is such a subjective feeling. For me, Winter Burrow felt very cozy once I was inside the newly restored home, whether I was knitting some clothes, baking some pies, or decorating. Nothing else mattered. It was a total opposite when I stepped outside. Before leaving the house, I created a habit of making a plan for myself. I cooked, packed my supplies, and made a mental note of what I had to get done before coming back. I kept an eye on my condition at all times so I could eat something, or find a spot to get warm if I was too cold. When the pressure was on, I couldn't just hang outside and admire the beautiful scenery. The survival mechanics from Winter Burrow give the game a unique dynamism and create tension that other collecting and crafting games don't have, even if some of the fetch quests are a bit one note. And I wouldn't have it any other way, even if part of me really wanted to stop to look at the landscape design or enjoy the music every now and then. Winter Burrow is now available for Steam, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox Game Pass, and Nintendo Switch. Thanks to the team at Future Friends Games and the developers Pine Creek Games for the key to review this game. And thanks for watching this review of Winter Burrow. And a big shout out and thanks to Luna for stepping in and assisting with this review. You can find the site in the link in the description below, and I highly recommend to follow her gaming log with insights into indie games and her time with the Steam Deck. The plan is to invite more writers to Substack and have more videos featured by like-minded indie game reviewers. And the only way to see more reviews from myself and upcoming guests is to make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're looking for another wintry game, I recommend Illa Frosty Glide on your left. And if you're looking for other reviews from this year, check out the playlist on your right. Thanks for watching, and as always, GG.